My friends, there is no grand intro for this playthrough. Welcome to Crusader Kings 3. I'll apologize first and foremost about the delay on this series. I wanted to do it the second I did the sponsor video, the next day have it out. I thought it would be better to wait a couple of days for what I consider essential mods to update, rather than risk breaking the playthrough if we got into the swing of things. So, things like Barbershop and RePerk and Search and Trade that was only updated a couple of hours ago, that's all updated. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm happy with what we've got. Very minimal mod pack this time, 12 mods, all graphical UI and music. As you can hear in the background, Crusader Kings 2 soundtrack is playing, because in Roads to Power, they added a new music control option that I'll show in game when we get there. What's the plan this time? Well, I want to see the breadth of Roads to Power. I'm looking at this as a research series, so that when we go into those total conversion mods, when we go into a Game of Thrones, when we go into Elder Kings, I am well equipped and prepared to jump in as a landless adventurer whenever those, of course, get updated to support it. So we're probably going to start at one end of the map and end in the other corner of the map, and hopefully visit Byzantium along the way. We'll move from, of course, the landless adventurers up through to Emperor, so we can have a look at the new schemes and the new administrative court types and everything else along the way. And I want to see what kind of variety of cultures and events they've got for the unlanded characters, which is why we're going to kind of do a bit of a global travel, because this is the perfect DLC for it, right? So I'm thinking we'll probably just start up in Scandinavia somewhere, generic kind of adventurer start, and then move down through to Asia over the course of the entire playthrough. And I think this time around, we've got to make our own character, haven't we? I kind of considered in my head playing as the guy that I started playing as in the sponsored video, right? Playing as like his brother or something. That guy obviously clearly cursed to be the unluckiest man who's ever lived, given they failed every single skill check. And then I thought maybe I could emulate the Crusader Kings 2 landless playthrough, where we just pick a character and go and kind of follow the story of battle grammar. But I think I want to see everything we've got to offer. Like, how does a landless adventurer up in Scandinavia with those Viking mechanics play differently to a landless adventurer all the way down in India, for example? So let's give it a go. And I think we'll probably just pick somewhere very generic up in Scandinavia. Why don't we go for a key point in Scandinavia and keep an adventurer up in here? Is he going to do it? Am I going to subject you to a Grigna run straight off? I think I am, but let me explain. I didn't do a big martial character with high prowess, high martial, leading the troops with the new retinue system in my plays on the playtest build of this DLC. We're not going to play a blithering idiot or anything like that, but I do think a character named after the legacy, at least, with that high martial, that high prowess, that might be a fun start, particularly because we're up in, North Scandinavia, right? My beautiful, enormous, terrifying man ready to take on the world. So, normally with Crusader Kings 3, I try and play the character, right? As in, I will go by their personality and not always pick the most optimal decision. I try and avoid min-maxing. For this playthrough, I'm probably going to put that aside. Obviously, if they're a great story potential, if there are elements of intrigue that we can follow, interesting threads to pull on, then obviously I'll try and take that. But I'm going to probably play a bit more optimally than usual, shall we say. Normally I hamper a lot of characters because I try and play the personalities a bit too much. Content characters, patient characters suffer as a result. This guy, though, I've given him a lot of Manifest Destiny type reasons to engage with the world. Brave, ambitious, vengeful. I made him a generically strong character here. Obviously, incredibly good martial, very good prowess, strong and Herculean. And I've rounded out his other skills too, so that we can try and see what's going on and really experience a whole breadth of things. That's the play here. The roads we walk. Hello there. My camp is quiet, just a few scattered tents and pack animals yawning in the breeze. So this is, of course, where we get to pick our starting point. We could pick a couple of followers skilled in diplomacy, army, or we got some prowess there. Now, I did say in the video, I honestly think it's a good idea to try and keep things nice and varied, because as you saw from, if you did watch that, the schemes require lots of different agents and, of course, different skills and personality types. So going entirely into martial might not always be the best play. I feel like, though, for where we are, for the point in time, for this particular year, I think we'll pick some... Why don't we pick some followers skilled in prowess? I didn't really, like I said, interact with the martial aspect of things too much, so I'm kind of interested to see how this goes. I was much more interested in the intrigue aspect of things, and did a little bit of learning too. So this should be a different change of pace. And then, finally, the thing I wanted to show off, of course, that I didn't in the video, was the music player. And the reason I didn't show this off is because I wanted to use the Crusader Kings 2 soundtrack with it, right? So you can throw that in and then select, again, what songs that you want. It's available as a mod on the workshop that you can download. And I'll obviously put a link to the collection with all the mods I'm using down in the comments. But I've disabled a few that feel a bit out of place. Songs of India while we're up in Scandinavia might be a bit bizarre, and then all of the crazy metal tracks have always been out of place in Crusader Kings. And here we are, a brand new start with my sweet boy Grigna. What do we want to do with ourselves? I think first things first. Oh, this is what I've got to see. I don't think either visited a tribal holding when I was doing the test. So let's see how it's different, or if it's even different, to the castles. We should mingle with the locals in the cabin. Oh yeah, there isn't an option to visit the castle. That makes a lot of sense. Hello there. The tavern, gathering travelers and local Norse alike, is brimming with activity. Wouldn't mind hearing a story or two. Let's see who's up for recruitment, or what an interesting hooded figure. I think one big thing early on that I've got to get into the habit of doing as a landless adventurer, I get too swept up in the adventure and the story. You got to try and get married quite early on, because I think keeping the dynasty going, it's kind of important. Obviously, you can designate successors and stuff like that as a camp leader, but I think we do want to focus on that more traditional inheritance, at least for now. What an intriguing hooded figure. Madam, hello there. The hooded figure subtly slips through the tavern and down a stairwell into the cellar. I look around gingerly as I follow her downstairs. At the bottom, she sits down by a chair and lets the hood fall. I assume you recognize me by my reputation. The terrible and wheat-chinned criminal half-breather. I've tenderized people for slights or insults. Now what do you want? Gaze fixates on me and she raises an inquisitive eyebrow. Could use a woman of your skill. What is her skill? Oh my god. Holy shit. 32 intrigue and a seductress. She's also deceitful and a treacherous villain. Our guy... Oh, I wish I'd have added the personality mod. I'll go see if it's updated so we can find out what he is. Don't think it was out yet last time I checked. I think this guy would be like a... He would be like a brave adventurer. It would just be a very generic, I think, milquetoast personality type, wouldn't it? Brave and ambitious. She's a terrifying lady. I think he'd be into it. Professional of your caliber would thrive in my camp, so we could try and avoid paying her, which we're absolutely not going to take that gamble. A 1% chance to save 60 gold. I'm good. Obviously, that will put us in debt, but we can just take a contract straight away. Money should be more viewed as a more liquid resource, right? You don't need to kind of keep some in reserve so much, I would say. Can you teach me the craft? She will give us gallows bait, which will start our villainous arc. I don't think we want to go down that yet, I think. Now, my goal is I want to rotate between a cast of characters. I don't just want to have Grigna Grignason, the next martial character, or a next prowess character. I think it would be fun to see how different educations stack up in different parts of the world, and of course with following on from a character from a previous education, see how flexible things are. If you say stacked a camp full of martial characters, and you're suddenly diplomacy. That's what I need to know for when we go on these big story adventures, a bit more highly edited story adventures in the future. Listen, we've got to bring her to court. She's so damn good. Absolutely, I could use a woman of your skill. So, let's go and have a listen to a story. Story had a few good points, potentially increase our intrigue by one. Okay, stories for another time. The storyteller gives me a mysterious smile, leans back in her fireplace seat, and takes a sip of spiced wine. Meh, how do you tell the story so well? We gain a little wit experience there in Hastaluda. It was a great story, friend. Lose a little stress. I guess we'll try and take the free intrigue point. What are we on? 8 right now? Holy shit. Oh, we got the... Right, okay, so we got the exotic intrigue there for 3 months, so +4. Very good to do just before we're about to go on some big mission, which I assume we'll be doing in a second. Who's up for recruitment? We've got Kjartan, Herjolfa, or Dagger. Are any of them any good? 20 Marshal, I like the look of that. You're more of an intrigue character. Content and Stewardship could be a good... Bear in mind, when we unlock different roles in the camp, they're going to require people of different skills. Say, a Supply Master with good Fortune Builder might be a nice combo. It's a hard choice, isn't it? Disloyal. I don't think we go for that, do we? I feel like we couldn't trust that guy. Then again, this guy is also possessed. I want an interesting cast of characters. The idea of the possessed chef is too good to ignore. So I'm going to take this guy, Herjolfa. Welcome, my friend. Join me in camp. And I'd say we're done here. Let's go back to camp and see what we've got going on then. And I think we'll go actually back to camp and see what we've got kicking around. And this is what I'm thinking. We'll set that guy up as like our quartermaster or something like that. That could be kind of fun. Or a head porter or something like that to run our provisions. Ooh, I don't know. We'll see what we can do with him. Right. Obviously, we can't afford anything quite yet. I was just seeing if there were any kind of different buildings because we're up in Scandinavia now compared to where I was in Greece last time. Right. I think... Gather a little provision because it's free and we might as well. Should we just notify that when that's available? Why not? With my snares, I shall feed all prowess challenge easy. 550 provisions. What is going on? I think there's got to be something wrong with these percentages. And then let's pick a new lifestyle. I mean, we've got to go martial, at least for now. So like I said during the video, for those of you who didn't see it, the perks have been retooled because obviously having Overseer, where you increase control in counties, is a bit relevant when you haven't got any counties. So instead, you are given different benefits for it instead. So you still get the control growth at the highest level, more relevant as just kind of a perk, right? But obviously the other stuff is a bit more relevant there. Trying to find, oh, there you go. So like absolute control, for example. Bonus modifiers from the steadfast camp. Temperament now scales by dread. Interesting. So you can make the camp more happy, more content by being a more dreadful ruler. I like that. That's pretty good. Man-at-arms reinforcement speed. Reinforcements when you scrape the barrel up by 400% could be very good. Scrape the barrel is when you haven't got any money and you need troops desperately, so you just take whoever the hell you can get. You know what that means. So then, I guess we'll go on a mission straight away. We've got quite a few around us here in what will be Sweden, I suppose. So the criminal contracts are the ones highlighted in red. We might be forced to do some of them. I don't think we're necessarily a good or bad character right now. Brave, ambitious, and vengeful. A brave man, I think, would be willing to take a gamble if the reward is right. And in this case, it's 113 gold for us to... Okay, which is entertainment for a season. Limited lodgings provided if you meet his discerning standards. What do you want us to do that would make that criminal, then? Perceptive chieftain Gudmund of near it wishes for entertainment for a season. We're going to go and... okay, we're going to go and trick him into saying that we are the entertainers, of course, and then just try and win him over. Fake it till you make it, so to speak. The same again. Okay, fair enough. Put the criminal contract against me, lose his opinion. So if you do positive contracts for people, they become a contact that you can then... You can basically ask them for money or troops or stuff like that. Why don't we start with something a bit more simple? Interesting speakers wanted. This is a diplomacy challenge. I don't think we're going to succeed with this one too much, but if we do, 150 prestige, that's pretty good. Adds to our, there we are, the role of patrons that we can call on and make requests of. Get some provisions as well. I feel like provisions are a mechanic that's probably going to be rebalanced if I had to guess, because right now they're not massively impactful. Like, I assumed when I first started playing that they would be, even traveling to a nearby county, you would consume provisions. But you don't. It's only when you pack up your camp and move around. There are events that can influence it, right? You can suddenly lose a bunch of provisions because something goes wrong in camp, especially when you've got... I mean, really, our first goal should be to stack the camp up with a bunch of people so we get some fun character stuff going on. But yeah, no, your provisions are quite static. I wonder if that was a mechanic that they planned originally and then removed it because it was, like, too much micromanagement of resources. It's not uncommon for settled rulers like Ivar to play host to notable travelers like myself. For a few gifts and decent lodgings, wanderers such as ours provide entertainment, intelligence, do they? And suitable distractions for as many courtiers. Just get on with our task. We're here to earn. Should we go for the safer option while we're in a tremendous amount of debt? Because it means we can't really play around and hire new people otherwise. Right, we need some shills. Half-Frida. Can we just marry her? I presume we're just allowed to... Yeah, we're just allowed to start a marriage. I think it'll be more interesting, given that we're in a camp, if we try and romance her. Ski mod's excellent. Ah, sick. There we go. And again, this is that new scheming system. I really like what they've done with this. This is how it should have been since day one, which is why I like this DLC so much, because it's fixing a lot of my complaints that I had with CK2. Coming from CK2 to CK3, where they'd kind of gamified and trimmed down all the systems. You quite literally just sit and wait for the scheme to complete, unlike it being total random. I understand why you want to move away from total random, but this is where they should have moved to, and I'm so happy they've done it. And I've got to give them props for it. I was going to say this in the video, didn't know if it was appropriate, but I felt like I should do the sponsored video because I've been quite critical of CK3, and they fixed a lot of the shit I was critical of, so I needed to step up and point out, yeah, okay, they've actually done it. It's easy to be critical, but when they actually do something right, I think it does deserve being noticed, right? So then, I've been wondering, my dear Grigner, drawls Chieftain Ivar, one idle dinner. You spin these tales of your life and deeds, and yet you live neath a muddy tent flap, barely sheltered from torrential rain and scorching sun alike. I nod, no use denying that. With so many basic comforts of life denied to you, what's the thing that keeps you motivated to get up in the morning? To keep you marching on to the next day, you'll need to do it all again. Does there have to be a single reason? Whoa, 43%. This is a dangerous task. The sweet freedom. An open road must be walked. Okay, that's 50-50 on that one. I guess we'll go for that then, huh? Because we're a wanderer's camp. We could change our camp purpose, but I guess we'll try this. 50-50. Good luck. Nailed it. Nailed it. We're already off to a much better start. Oh! Oh, he's clutching his pearls. Why, I do declare. The campfire crackles, illuminating a figure entering our circle. This must be in the evening after we've had the feast and we've gone back to camp. Do you have a place for a man of Odin? He smiles at me. A wandering Godi. Such figures are well known in Astral circles. The traveling preachers spread the word of Odin to every nook cranny of the world. I thought it might have been Odin. I thought that might have been the twist there for a second, but he's got far too many eyes. We could do with a man of such worldliness. Get a priest in our camp. Stay a night and tell us your story. Stay a while and listen. We could do with a man of such worldliness. I really could. 71% chance that we just get him turning up and then he becomes a friend of the holy. For 5 years, 10% monthly piety. It's not much because we're not getting much, but that could be something we could pull on. Oh, his plan's far beyond the camp. I thought that was guaranteed. You horrible man. I mean, obviously it wasn't a guaranteed. It was a 78%. One thing I want to do as well with this playthrough is try and play landless until we hit all of these goals. Until we get them added to our... You see, when we do this, House Greatness gains Swan Song. Now, someone in Discord was saying, oh, I kind of miss Bloodlines and the way you get modifiers like that. You kind of do have that, right? In the sense that our houses now get modifiers. Of course, you've got the Dynasty Legacies and stuff. But our houses get modifiers that reflect what we've achieved. So getting all of these locked in before we become a landed characters would be so cool and something I think I've got to try and knock out here. By the time my champion Cirkvir comes to me with his plan, he seems to have already made up his mind. Sorry, I'm going to take me a while to process these Scandinavian names. Serving with the Varangians in Miklagard will bring me both wealth and glory. I cannot deny that part. Oh. So this is a guy who was already in our court, you know, one of the 2 starting characters. We should have a look and see what we've got. So we've got Rethil. Amazing. I was going to say, was I about to call the chef Refill? Because that would be amazing. No, it's a different guy. They've just got a similar beard. Okay, so we started with these 2 then. Cirkvir the Hawk. Oh, we can't lose this guy. He's like all-round very good. 22 prowess. Go with Tyr's Blessing or say, no, I forbid it. And it's going to maybe... I mean, obviously, if we upset them enough, they're just going to leave the camp. But at this point, I think we'll just keep them along. We need all the help we can get. So we've got Rethil. He is pretty average, but all right in learning. Got a little poetry there, too, so rounds out our diplomacy quite nicely. We've got Cirkvir the Hawk. I'm going to try and remember all these people because this is my favorite part of the DLC. Small cast of characters that get a lot of events thrown at them because they're the only people you know, right? So you really get to build up like almost like personalities over the course of a few years. We've got Herjolfr, the possessed chef. His name is Chef. Oh, their name is Chef, given that he's possessed. And then Hafrida, because he's got a demon on his shoulder. That's what I meant. And then Hafrida as well. I think we will start that. Did I start that scheme in the end? Regale the Chief. Ah, yes. Okay, we've got it. There we are. 88% success chance. 234 days till completion. Took a very, very long time, but we'll see how that goes. Right. Okay, let's chuck some people in then. Sorry, let's actually get on with the quest here. So let's go. I mean, I can't imagine she would have gone in a better slot, all things considered. Let's put you as our poet, because he is a poet, right? That makes sense. Musician. A possessed musician. I think that's pretty appropriate. And then we'll put Cirkvir the Hawk in there. So we've got a 100% success chance because of our cool lineup of characters here. She is our game changer. 34 intrigue off the bat is absolutely nuts. She's a very special character. I think I might add the rename mod so that we can change some names of people, or maybe even give them our own custom nicknames to try and remember them more. Maybe they do something significant and the game doesn't give them a nickname. I could do that. So we'll probably do something like that later on, just add a bit of customization to it. So we've got a 100% success chance. What we've got to do is now sit here and wait. Maybe at this point, it might be better to... Because what were we before? 95? 97%. Be better to put him in speed. So that way, instead of it taking 90 per phase, it's 73 days. So over the course of the many, many phases it's going to take, this guy could end up cutting a year off of this contract for us. So I think we're absolutely just going to go full send. Speaking of full send, they've optimized the hell out of this. I've never seen CK3 run so fast. I mean, look at that. We're blitzing through months after months in quite literally a second. It's absolutely insane. I don't know what they've done, but I do need to be a bit more careful about playing on speed 5 more than usual. Ah. So this guy actually has a bunch of other stuff he wants us to do, but we can't do it while we're in the middle of regaling the court. Oh, he wants us to... I should have waited a bit longer, because now he wants us to train his knights. Oh, balls. Okay. I mean, it's not going to go anywhere. And I think we only get these because we're actively here, right? For some time now, the post of my second in command. This is an important decision. Rethil offers to swear himself to me, to his dying breath, the poet. He's got very flowery words, so he could just be, you know, embellishing things a little bit. Leverage Hafrida's work ethic, the incredibly skilled but incredibly deceitful Hafrida, or Sverker the Hawk. I It's a hard choice, isn't it? We don't have to pick someone. I think right now... Oh, they lose opinion of us. We can afford to take the opinion down. I was going to say we should not pick someone until they distinguish themselves a bit more, right? We haven't had any personality. Good lord. Was that cricket noise for anyone else? Piercing. Oh, privy matters. Here we go. The privy is a small place, and the air reeks of... Oh, no. Foul things recently deposited, but it is private. Oh, so private. Hafrida looks at me hungrily, removing her garments. I do the same, and as we kiss, a wave of lust rises to make us both forget the spatial discomfort and the dismal views and smells that surround us. That's right, it's Glastonbury. Maybe we should do this again, perhaps someplace else. Or go to the privy for relief, I always say. Very good. Thank you, Shrek. Let's go for the top one. Let's make her our lover. Maybe she'll get his ear then. Start to manipulate him, twist him around. Maybe he will make her his second. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. I want to try and befriend some of these people then, I think. I don't know why we wouldn't be actively working on befriending all of these people in our core either way. Oh, because we need a perk for it, don't we? That's why we wouldn't be doing it right now. So we need this to succeed to pay off our debt, so I'm just going to let this cook all the way up to basically the maximum, and we'll go from there. We can, however, pick that camp purpose, can't we? Wanderers. Equal chance to find contracts of any type. They change the type to any camp purpose without paying a hefty prestige. But when we lock this in, we're locked in, right? So we were completely changing our goal to a different skill, effectively. Swords for hire. We get more prowess and mercenary contracts, but it's cheaper to travel via boat, which is pretty good given that we're on the coast. More mercenary contracts and special officers, chief engineer, master of the spoils. Become scholars. Doesn't seem super appropriate. Honestly, explorers could be fun. As diplomacy and intrigue. Find slightly more martial contracts, though. Gives us faster travel speed, lower sea dangers. Could be more appropriate. And then freebooters, of course, if you want to become criminals. And then legitimists is if you're playing a character who's been, say, deposed and landless. I think that's such a fun way to play. And I can see it having massive play in the Game of Thrones one and stuff like that. You play this character who's got to climb on the throne, and then you continue on like that. I could see that being like a Daenerys playthrough in Game of Thrones in the future. I think right now maybe we just stick with Wanderers and we try out a whole kind of wide go of contracts. We don't just have to pick Marshal because we're a Marshal character, particularly when we've got really good intrigue character, right? Am I going to push Sverker the Hawk to try and give him slightly more diplomacy? Oh, he loses opinion on me. It'll also give him a critical break. Obviously, if we do that too much, the poor guy's going to have a heart attack. Critic goes to the Mastermind. Every agent in the Regale Court scheme gains 15 opinion of you. He loses opinion because we're claiming credit for his stuff. Or he just gains 2 diplomacy and 40 stress, but we also gain 20 days of progress. Honestly, I'm going to take that. Yeah, let's just go for the neutral option. I want to start safe and neutral right here. It's clear that my lover Hafrida is sincerely putting her all into my Regale Court contract. Dedicated sleepless nights and long days dedicated to our goals. Oh, so she's like in then. She's committed to the cause. Oh, she can't a fornicator. Really? She's copulated outside of wedlock. Well, that can't be a crime to me. We know who it was. She's still effective and it's for a good cause. Oh, you could do so much more. She's getting stressed. We're going to push her too far. Does also give her a significant... Oh my god, these bonuses are insane. How long does that last? It lasts 10 years. 10% extra success chance. 10% maximum success chance. Holy crap. It's really good, but it's going to make her break down. Spend a little time with me instead. She loses a bunch of opinion. I've got to do it. I'm sorry, that's so good. Just convince her. Come on, we took her on because of her skills. We gained fornicator. Okay, I mean, that's not really a problem. It's a crime to you, though. So now because we're in his court, he could in theory imprison us because we're a fornicator, which is a little bit silly, I suppose, but that's okay. Who are they to judge? Fair enough. My simple acts come at cost. We're a guy on the road in a tent, okay? I don't know why anybody would really care too much, but fair enough. It's truly fortunate that I'm afforded the chance to plan this contract with my lover Hafrida by my side. A better and more observant aid no man could ask for. Oh, I feel like this is going well. She really likes us. Even though she is deceitful... I feel like she's really on board. We are 4 years in debt. You're telling me we've already played 4 years? Good lord. Well, excellent news. We're getting some advantages on our scheme. Advantages we can spend to obviously fire it early. Not too bothered right now, though. I think we'll just let him cook. Travels of a cook, speaking of which. Sorry, travails of a cook. I don't think we're being unreasonable, snarks the cook, who presumably drew the short straw on coming to speak with me. Someone's been elected as camp cook anyway. There's plenty of farms here, even if they're not great ones. It can't be that hard for us to pause briefly to stock upon some little luxuries that make our food bearable. I mean, I haven't got the money. How much does this contract pay out? because they already dislike us enough because we've been in debt for so long. Whoops, sorry, wrong one. Excuse me. Let me see my contract a second. How much you offer me again? Can we see how much we're getting from it? I don't remember how to find it, but it doesn't really matter too much. I think we've got to just say, what are you even complaining about? Memories of plenty can last a long time. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they just want more, but we're okay. We're good. We've got plenty of provisions. Let's just leave them to it, I think. Ooh. Hafrida gets near many things during her comings and goings at my camp. Lately, she's heard some interesting stories about my champion, Herjolfr. He's a non-believer. Fascinating. Okay. Well, we've got a hook on him that we could potentially leverage, but I don't think we need it right now while they're loyal. Ooh, this guy's offering to be a champion for us. A figure stumbles into my camp, dirty, tired, clearly in need of a square meal. His name is Flossie. There are more like me, all of us left to rot after every petty conflict ends. Our sword arms never work as well ever. But our lot is to wander and starve. Oh, give this man a second chance. Flossie the brave? He's a brave man. He's a godless opportunist, but you know what? You're a brave man, Flossie. Join us. We could take your sword, and in fact, we could immediately trick him on the scheme as well. He's pretty good as well. God damn. Oh god, he's asking us again about our purpose. We'll just say sweet freedom. Oh dear. He lost 20 opinion, but we're just breaking even right now. Oh, speaking of which, Herjolfr the Insane. Oh, that's not fair. Ooh, I find myself making such noises when sitting down at the campfire in the evening now. The elders always talk about how that happens when you get older, but I'm only 27. Isn't that the truth? No, such is the wear and tear of life lived rough. I can see the toll it takes on others too. Hafrida winces a bit as she slumps down next to me. He must be a gamer. The inn we passed today have many spare beds. 15 gold. No. My pullback demands more luxurious furnishings. We do not have 100 gold. We must soldier on. We're going to play high risk, high reward here. We're going to take the crick neck. We're going to take the stress, and it's going to pay off. We've basically invested our future into her right now, into Hafrida. I guess we could just marry her. You've heard what the people are saying about them. Fornicators. Contrites. Oh, I mean, that's fine. I suppose that explains why our secret was revealed. Fornicators and disgusting people. No, we're going to marry. You have married Mistress Hafrida. Oh, Mistress Hafrida, my pet, to think I can embrace you openly now with the blessing of both Freya and the people around us. I'm the happiest man alive. That's nice. That should be removed, because, you know, it was just in... Who even reported that? It's ridiculous. Who's even going to remember in 5 years? Life in close quarters tends to magnify relationships, good and bad. Fortunately for Hafrida and Herjolfr, their common interests in being as rough as others as they feel life has been to them has been proven a strong bonding agent. Wow. They're being catty together. That's fun. The quite clearly witch and possessed chef. I like this. Yeah, no, encourage the friendship, absolutely. Overbearing later. Oh, they're angry because I tried to get involved in their friendship. All right, fine. It's a little odd for my wife, Mistress Hafrida, and I to be brought together so over this contract to regale court. Still, there's joy to be found in a common task, and I'm glad to have brought her into this endeavor. Against 30 opinion of you, she's like plus 160 opinion at this point. Good lord, and we get a hook on her. She is genuinely, I think, quite loyal. She could have been a big concern. Obviously, elusive, shadow, deceitful, callous, but I think she's into it. And you know what? I'm all right with that. So we can almost wrap up this in a second. Baby. Fate smiles upon me. My wife is bearing my child. That's exactly what we're after. Like I said, though, you can designate anybody your successor. So we say adopt as successor if you've got a really interesting character in court. Maybe someone turns up with some claims or something like that. Or maybe we're going to die and I want to start playing as her instead. We can do that. And I think that's a really fun mechanic, too, that sets it apart differently to the feudal system, after all. Gather provisions. We can do that while we're on the road, can't we? Not that we need it, but we might as well. Sure. 550 provisions. You're very welcome. Maybe I should just wait until we actually need that to spend it. Provisions use minus 20%. That's not terrible, but again, not really a problem we've got right now. Mercenary contracts and offer military assistance gives us 25% extra gold. That's what we're going to be banking on after we've got some of these early quests, particularly because we've got these kind of military contracts, right? I mean, they must. We'll see what happens anyway. We'll see what happens after we're done here, because I'm probably going to do them immediately anyway. Each night, one fire becomes the hub of the camp's social activity. People coalescing around my inner circle to wag tongues and trade friendly barbs. Tonight's no exception. Look, all I'm saying, chortles Cirkvir to the giggling of several other followers, is that poor Herjolfr might be a little too willing to let bygones be bygones. But what's a little dog murder between friends, right? Happens to the best of us, and also him. Chorus of inebriated guffaws breaks out that easily, pleasing onlookers, though it seems to be wearing on Herjolfr. Should we just tell a joke of our own, or soak it all in? Oh, joining the ribbing. I don't want to rib him that much. No. Tell a joke of your own. We're going to lose prestige, aren't we? Just soak it in. Soak it in. Drop some stress. Just let your followers be themselves for a little while, I think. Here we are. Of course, this calls for less subtle wit about the stories of grand endeavors, replete with heroism and villainy, accurately or otherwise. The happier they are, the fatter my purse is likely to be. Okay, well, I do know a few such tales. My deeds are charming. Does my reputation not speak for itself? That's... The odds of this are controlled by your level of fame, of which we have none. We've done nothing. This is the first thing we've ever done. All stories grow in the telling. Or eat the free food and leave it at that. Oh, we've got to try and please him, though, because I do need the money. What's the best outcome here? Both of these are 43%. I'm going to give it a go. It's a gamble. Oh, he thinks we're a liar. God, this is not going well, is it? I mean, I could try and sway him while we're here. I should have been doing that. Anyway, that's on me. I should have just sat here and tried to curry favor a little bit more. I remember to do that for next time. A little forest of tents putting itself up every few evenings is something we've gotten very, very good at late. First one, then the other, then another, then people and tools spreading out down the lines to help their neighbors in a model of speed and efficiency. Even Huffreader and Circo, who aren't generally known for moving in the same circles, are quietly humming along as they aid each other. Oh, the whole camp are becoming friends. Don't like that, move them apart. No, you're fine. Good to see those two getting along. It's just respect. I like that a lot. And a daughter, Asta Grignason. There she is. Robust Asta. Welcome. You know what? Let's see if there's a good random name. Oh, Grima Grignason is powerful. Oh, Grima Grigna's daughter, of course. I'm in. That's a powerful name. I can't argue with it. So now we've got those 20 schemes. We can just go ahead and drop that straight away. I think there's no downside to doing that, so I'm just going to pop it. There you go. I've asked courtiers have practically swooned over my party over these past few months. We've a long path ahead of us. He only gave us 28 gold. We gained a tremendous amount of prestige, though, so I'm happy with that one. He is added to our role of patron, so we might be able to just say to him immediately, like, have a little cash. Is that okay? So what have we got here? Confident trickster. No, I'm okay. I don't want to do that. That's a criminal contract, so it'll pop up. Let's go ahead and make a request for gold from him, and he will accept and give us another 24 gold. Whose opinion of us. Use me for favors. Man at arms for a night. Arrange a marriage. Obviously irrelevant. I think we're going to just request the gold. Try and put a bit more of a dent in that. That goes on cooldown. And it kind of acts like a hook, like I said before. I think I want to go back and immediately instruct these knights, though. You are a fugitive. Yes, we are. I hope we can get pardoned. Because, I mean, ultimately, we've got to move somewhere where fornicator isn't criminal. And, I mean, good luck with that. I mean, where the hell are we going to go at this point? I think we just got to sit here and hopefully maybe just get pardoned for it instead. Damn, that contract took a long time. So many more have popped up. Let's go back and do what we're good at this time. Martial challenge. That's what I like to see. Cancel left court. Oh, he's traveling. Oh, balls. You can see him right there. Well, that's quite annoying. There are those troops that I'm supposed to be training. Off they walk. What war are you in? How long is this going to take? The old dag of Upland in the Vastamanlander conquest of chiefdom of Aesteridalia. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, okay, fair enough. You know, I would say we go do something else, but we've got like a criminal contract and then corruption. Let's just go do a little quick contract here. 119 gold gets us solidly out of debt. I think I would like to do that just so that we can get a foot in the door. We are here to earn, or should we go as fast as possible? Let's just go with a balanced approach, because last time we had a super, super high success chance and we wasted a lot of advantage, because we've got these obviously very, very good entry characters here. Let's throw on... I'm going to put you on here, because you've got massive... I mean, look at that, we're already at 93%. Maybe I should have chosen the other one in hindsight. Yeah, let's put the last two on these. There you go. And then we've got Hayolfa as well. We have another guy, don't we? I guess he just hasn't got the right skills to join us. The Brave. Oh, did he not come with us in the end? I guess I just took him in for a meal. Oh, I thought he was going to join our camp and come with us. I must have misread it. Yeah, no, we're going to be good. This is fine. So our secrecy has to remain low. And, of course, we can occasionally fail and get breaches. When we get 5 breaches of the scheme, it's over. When 5 people figure out that we're a terrible person, it's already over. I'm going to keep swaying Chieftain Ivar, because we're going to go back and do those other contracts as soon as his war's over. A martial perk and toadying for profit. Eventual goal here is to rob Chieftain Stein as much wealth as we can trick him into giving us. But the better he thinks of us, the even greater our chances. It doesn't require anything too blatant. Some heartfelt compliments, well-placed laughter, the odd suitably shot gasp. Just enough to make Stein feel feel powerful around us. He's a great confidence trickster. If we go to court, we're like, oh, don't hurt us, Stein. You're so powerful, when this guy is quite clearly 12 foot with 25 prowess in Herculean. I think that works quite well. This is good. Yeah. This is beneath me. A little social capital couldn't hurt. We just spend prestige to guarantee it. We'll take some of these gambles early on. You ingratiate yourself. That's a bloody good start, isn't it? I could start swaying this guy, but by the time we actually get that to fire, it'll be over. Scouting ahead of camp, I come across some ramshackle collection of traders. They're gathering around a large but old and ruined buildings. The only ones in good condition haven't been occupied by merchants. The wares are fairly standard, food mostly, being on a well-travelled road would no doubt attract many purchasers. My eye is drawn to the grey pot-marked walls of the ruins. Try my luck in the ruins. Ooh. We might find a dusty weapon, a small trinket, or nothing. We'll lose stress because we're brave. Oh my god, if we can get a weapon. We found a small trinket. What is it? Animal figurine. Lower stress gain. Enemy hostile scheme phase length. Okay, so enemy hostile schemes take longer against us. Say someone wants us killed. Probably this guy after we rob him blind in a moment. There you go. One animal figurine equipped. I mean, a weapon would have been slightly more appropriate, but that's okay. Beggars can't be choosers. Quite literally beggars right now, given that we are still in tremendous amounts of debt. As we trudge down the road, a building hoves into view. The battered sign outside reads, "The Blue Horse Inn." No luck tonight. We've barely got any rooms for the current lodgers, let alone anyone new, and especially not you ragtag types. Ragtag? I'm afraid I require lodging. We gain dread. It's going to cost us 5 gold. Surely we come to an arrangement, or we just say, oh well. And we just got to say, oh well, and move on. I'm sorry, I think we've just got to say, oh well, and move on with our life. Now, before we interface with this event, excuse me, I'm just going to scoot you over there a second. Let's have a look. Man at Arms recruitment cost is lower. Provisions use is lower. I mean, eventually, we're going to go into the military-specific stuff after I think we've got some more perks. How old is he right now? He's already 30. We've got to be careful with how fast time is flying through here. I appreciate that there's a long-term more money to be had when you trick it from willing hands and take it from careless ones. I know that. I understand it. Yeah, I roam Chieftain Stein's court looking at the wealthy so casually stored, not to mention poorly secured, and I can't help but wonder if I can just dip into a little alternative way to earn. Are we just going to... Oh my god, walls are easily scaled. A prowess challenge. We return after dusk under the cover of night and we rob 50 gold. Absolutely we do. We do gain thief experience doing that. I've got to do it. You return after dark. Beautiful. Oh, look at that. You gain the trait gallows bait. Amazing. Amazing. I'm alright with it because it was a means for survival and we're basically just taking candy from a baby. It's right there. It would almost be wrong of us not to take it. Ooh, I sit by my pavilion letting the sounds and smells of camp wash over me. It's different from a life within the safe walls of a palace, so very different. The freedom is easy to enjoy, no obligations, no councillors yapping, no dignitaries to entertain. None of the downsides of the trappings of power. Yet these freedoms are dearly purchased. The constant scrapping for survival wears thin increasingly every night. I yearn for a proper bed. Lost for land for 35 years. Halves the cost of the adventurer invasion Casus Belli. So we build up our troops and then we launch an invasion like you would get as a landed ruler before. So, playing in Scandinavia especially, where they try and take your land constantly. I mean, that could be it. I quite enjoy this life, but we're ambitious, aren't we? 35 years. But then we, of course, wouldn't be able to play as landless. Or, more specifically, we could try and land the Grignason dynasty, pick the most interesting courtier in court, and just become an adventurer as them and go off again. That could be a fun way to play it. And I think it's more appropriate than any of the other options. I'm going to take it then. Okay, maybe that's our goal. I'm reorganizing our people so that the scheme goes significantly faster, but a lower success chance. Because again, with the execute scheme option, we're going to have points that we can just chuck into it anyway, and this will let us do so many more contracts so much faster. I think what we'll do is we'll build up some cash, go find some more characters, do a little recruitment, and then after that, we'll focus more on speed, because we've got a pretty good cast already, and I think we can afford to take the gamble. My wife, Mistress Hafrida, holds me in her arms, and I feel a seldom felt happiness. Just imagine if only this could last forever. If she could be mine forever and mine only. They become soulmates. Oh, well, that's kind of nice. Did it work? I don't think they actually did become soulmates. Maybe she said no, or maybe she just had different ideas in the end. Oh dear. Or maybe she's already got another, and that was his suggestion, and she said no to it. Who knows? I'm interrupted with my stroll near the pavilion by an approach from a nervous stranger, a man introducing himself as Sex Raider, and is clearly an alien to Gotland. That's a Saxon name right there. Strong Saxon name. Look at that. Beautiful man. As I find myself at ease in these lands, I've had hoped, ill at ease in these lands, I had hoped that so a worldly man as yourself might prove willing to take in a homeless Catholic. He momentarily pauses, staring off for a clearly expected rejection. No. Find him a home elsewhere, or be gone. No, just be gone. We can't accept... Oh! Another baby. Signe Grignason. That's already pretty good, but hold on, let's see if we got something else. Thora... Cracker Grignason. Rugenfrieda Grignason. Slaug Björg. Björg Grignason. That's pretty strong. Ooh. I'll take Björg if it pops back up. Freya Grignason's quite powerful as well. But we've got to take Björg. All right, I'm in. We have 10 of the advantages now, so if we pop those, 5% to the final success chance. I think the success chance, it only gives us 53. It's too early yet to call it, and bear in mind we've put everybody on speed now. It shouldn't take too long. Frida the Trickster. Whoa. And our camp is called the Freelance Devoted. Didn't point that out, but if you've got a better name, feel free to throw it in the comments, and I'll happily rename it. I'll have to think about it between episodes and see if we can come up with something slightly better. Oh, Refil, what's wrong? He's ill? Oh, dear. We'll slow down for him. Yeah, I mean, we're all very, very good friends in this camp. Get his horse into gear, trot on, living into his misery. Slow down. Let him recover. You need loyal people this early on because we haven't got anything else. So let's have a look here. What was some of the others give? Make a request to make court rank rulers or a higher. Start a grand tournament. Oh. I mean, these are, of course, going to play out better in the long term, but for now, the ability to potentially make a count start a grand tournament. Damn, that seems good. I don't know how it will work. Maybe they already need the money up front. Maybe it's dependent on them having a super high opinion. Like, we might not be able to actually get to that point, but that sounds pretty fantastic. She's pregnant again. Mistress Hafrida is bearing your child. There's going to be so many goddamn Grignasons by the end of this, aren't there? Side hustle. Seems that Hafrid has been working towards things other than our goal with Chieftain Stein. She used her time at court to lay the groundwork for tricking a fair sum out of Stein, something she neglected to tell me. How surprising, of course, we'll split your gains. Carry on, carry on. She makes a little coin. You both make a little coin. She's a 10 opinion of me because I'm taking her money. Or should I just say carry on? Honestly, I'm impressed by it. Go ahead. Good for her. We've got a favor hook instead of a familial hook there. That's fine. She does make the 50 gold. She's just sat on 110 gold. She's not going to spend that on anything, so it's only going to come back to Grigna or his children if anything happens to her. So, I think we wait one more phase till we get the 20 advantages, and then we're going to spend that, and I think just cash out immediately, right? Try and push her to go further? Ooh. No, you know what? Just keep going. Again, I want to keep everyone nice and friendly, at least for this first camp. Maybe we'll be a terrible person later on and see how that plays out. See if they do end up betraying us. Finalize your... Oh, we're ready to go then, huh? My scheme against him is going well, perhaps too well. There are many avenues I could develop it down, so I should choose. But further opportunities would like to present themselves, so I've taken advantage of some of those I have. So we can execute it immediately now because we've hit 20. 95% success chance. Do it. Beautiful. 119 gold. There you go. We've actually managed to trick him, and we get another gallows bait. I promise I'm not trying to play a villain, but we needed the cash. It was easy money. Now we're going to play legitimately. Oh, Snorri Grignason Herculean. Naturally, we name him after an ancestor. Grignason there. Beautiful. Again, we're not playing Grigna, the bumbling idiot buffoon man. This is just an aspect of him, a distant aspect. And I'm happy with that today. We're going to have to wrap it up. We've got a good foot in the door here. We've got a strong cast of characters, all of which I think I can name. There's Refill. There is Circa the Brave. Sorry, Circa the Hawk. There, of course, is the Possessed Chef. Oh, God, what was his name? Can't remember it. And then Grigna's lovely wife, Hafrida the Trickster. I think we've got a pretty... Oh, we've got a solid camp of 7 now. Oh, it's all his bloody kids, isn't it? It's Herjolfr. Herjolfr, I'm going to commit you to memory, my friend. Good cast of characters. I like it. And like I said, a bit more of a rustic playthrough Crusader Kings this time. Jumping in, no heavy editing, no grand intro, no grand plans, no take over the world or restore Numidium or whatever we used to do back in the day. Just simple, straightforward, jump in and have a good time. And that's what I'm looking forward to. And this is going to let me plan a lot better for those future series as well. So definitely a necessary evil. Thank you for joining me. Very excited to play this DLC. I do think it's the best for CK3 yet. It had so much more depth. We got the pseudo-republics to check out as well. Maybe we could even try and move down to Venice and buy an estate there and make our own merchant republic, goddammit, or something like that. I think that'd be a lot of fun, but we'll see how it goes and how the playthrough develops. And just see naturally what is thrown our way without so many restrictions on personality and stuff like that. Thank you, of course, to the executive producer patrons for giving me the time that I need to do everything it is we do across the 3 channels. After this video goes live, you'll have Oblivion over on the Elise and Sam channel. Elise has never played any Elder Scrolls games before. Started with Oblivion, because I feel like that's still good enough to, you know, get a little whimsy, a little campiness. It's not Skyrim.meme. And Morrowind, of course, is for sweaty gamers. Nobody plays Morrowind. So, thank you for joining me. Thank you to Omega, Dramatic Willow, Silver, Orkansas, Carl Smith, Cole Bacon, Moira Valkyrie, Miranda the Mighty, Grandmask, The Hooded Cletus, Dan the Hashtag Man, Chinamancer, Mad God Renhack, Ashsuna, Duck MC, Matt Lewin, That Cato, MK Sky, and the Aaron W0. See you all tomorrow.